Watch this video from creator Susenzo74. She had a powerful dream about the rapture and will share all the details. She also mentions having visions and will share the second and third ones she had, which are impressive. This warning from God that she has for you will make you more aware of what is to come and prevent you from falling into the devil's traps. So, pay close attention to this dream and vision and leave your comment at the end of the video. I want to read your opinion. And also, like the video to help the channel. Share it with everyone you know. Subscribe to the channel and click the bell to receive notifications of new videos.
Okay, we're live again. I just, I thought I cut the visions in partly lives because it is easier than to put them all in one. I guess when you're searching, you're not, and you haven't got much time, you will hear them very fast. And it's easier for me, I guess. The dream of the robe and the tunic, white bright tunic, the cleansing before we are going to the kingdom of God was my first vision. The second vision I have got was a rapture dream. As I was seeing a lot of rapture dreams, I didn't got one for a long, long time. And then I asked how it would be in a prayer to God. And the first time I was in a living room, standing with each arm around my boys, one left, one at the right. And I was talking to somebody in the living room. And as we were talking, we had coats on as if we just arrived in the living room from doing groceries or something. But we just went up in a kind of hovering way, a stable way. And as I was going up, I saw the despair on the friend who was standing in the living room and who we had to leave by being raptured, and he didn't got raptured. So I tried to warn him not take the mark of the beast. Do not take the mark of the beast. And I have written some stuff which is good, and you must read. Believe in the Bible, believe in God, in the existence of God, believe in Jesus, but do not do whatever it takes, even if they're gonna chop your head off. Do not take this mark, because you are going to be from the devil, and then your infinite life in the kingdom is away. You have thrown away by taking this mark of the beast. So if you are not believer, you probably don't know what the rapture is. So in the Bible, it says that Jesus is going to come back to this earth one day. And when things get really, really bad, and even the war nowadays in Israel and the threat that is coming from the East, from China, from Russia, even Iran, even Hezbollah, that kind of stuff is written in the Bible 2,000 years ago. It is prophesied, and there are many prophecies in the Bible which have been coming true. So why shouldn't this end time not being coming to life? So most people as believers, they have done a kind of study in history, looking at the prophecies, looking what has been found to be true, what is found to be in history true. And then you will see that the end times are written 2,000 years ago, but they already talk about AI in some kind of way, in other words. But if you read it, you know that's about AI. It's about how the world communicates with one another in the most easiest way. People can fly around the world in the most easiest way, but here it is 2,000 years ago, and God already knew that the world was going to look like as it is now in this day. And for God, one day is like 1,000 days here on earth. So time has another dimension, has another quality in has another structure in heaven, in the kingdom. So what I want to say is this rapture dream, when Jesus comes to the earth, he will take the believers, and many people think it is a pre-rapture. And I have to explain that it's a pre-rapture because it is before the tribulation sets in. And tribulation, what is that? Well, God is taking his protection of the earth. There are so many ungodless stuff going on in the world. They have been erasing with eraser, all throughout schools and governments, and the Bible is not laying on the table anymore in many families. We have ideologies. I don't. It's not going to happen today. We have all kinds of ideology. I break my tongue about this word. You know, the LGBT, etc. Things, stuff going on in this world. We have, you know, the gender transitions. We have children who are confused about being boy, girl, getting a transition without acknowledging their parents, even if there are warning signs from teachers or from therapists, they don't even call the parents. They're gonna get to your child right away. And in America, there's already two parents who was sitting with how does he call? Keep forgetting his name. It's a very known Jordan Peterson. Yes, they were sitting with Jordan Peterson already, talking about how their daughter was taken away while she had been lying to people in her circle, and that she wanted to kill herself, and she got attention, and that attention made that there was no proof of she had been taking that many pills as she said she had. But while in hospital, she said that her parents didn't accept her as a transgender, so that she wanted a transition, that she wanted to be called Leo instead of Jennifer. And the fact was, this child is taken without knowing where she was taking, without knowing, the parents didn't know that where she was taken and what was done to her. They don't even till today, they don't know what people have been done to her. So our children, drag queens reading books to the very little ones, it's just, we call good evil and evil good. And it's all been written in the Bible. And God says, you don't know the day or the hour that Jesus will come back again, but you will know when you are in that season. And that season is now. We can read the Bible and we see every day things coming in an awkward acceleration. And that's as well written in the Bible, that you can see things you didn't thought would ever happen in your life. When you ask me about 5 years ago stuff, I just would have laughed. But now I know everything is possible, and it's the weirdest world I've ever lived in. And I don't think we are ever going back to a normal world again. We see that a lot of independence has been taken off of the people, of the working class. The elite is growing and is growing their money, and there is still healthcare who is lacking, homeless people. There are many food crises still around the world. There are wars going on, and it's It's nuts. And I think the working class is now becoming aware of what is happening and is awakening, but it's a slow movement, because if you followed the news was given to you as a meal, and it wasn't the best meal they gave you. It wasn't a true meal. It wasn't a healthy meal either, because there were many lies and many stuff in it, and they were hiding stuff, and it's all around the world. We can't really trust anymore what is being said in the news. We have to rely on other kinds of media, which we have to research what truth is nowadays. And Jesus tells us about these things in the end times. Revelations, and Daniel is telling us what to expect. He had a vision which he had been written in the book of Daniel, and it is those scenes are very upsetting. So what is coming is God is taking his hand off of this world, of the people of this world who denied his existence, and hell is coming on earth. And you then are governed by an Antichrist, which you have to bow to. And if you don't bow, your head is being chopped off. So you get a mark, and when you get that mark in your right hand or on your forehead, the man who's demanding that is the number 666. It says in the Bible, we all know who that is. It's the devil. And when you have that mark, only then you will be able to buy your food and drinks. So not when you don't take it, when you deny it, then you have a problem of keeping yourself alive. And I think in the tribulation time, the only thing, when you are only then, you then see the truth for what it is, and you think about God, and you think, oh my, this was real. God does exist. I will think that if death will take you by the Antichrist in some horrible way or another, then you are taken to the kingdom as well. Then you are saved in tribulation. So there is going to come a lot of stuff together, and we don't know if aliens are involved in the story, because what are you going to say if I disappear with my 2 children and other people stay on the earth? How will governments, how will they inform the rest of the world, who is now abandoned by the protection of God, who is delivered to the fallen angels? And these are angels. They don't care about you. All they bring is death. So it's hell on earth, literally. So that was my dream, and that's what it's all about. If you want to look up what tribulation is, there are a lot of things people see on Cloud9 on YouTube channel, and there are many people who have rapture dreams, and many people who have tribulation dreams, and God have told this and prophesied this already, also in the last book in Revelations. So it is all prophesied that all people have dreams, young people have visions, and they will tell and prophesy what is to come. So God gave me 2 rapture dreams. This one, I was standing with my kids, and it was clear to me that I left somebody behind who was dear to me, and I warned him, because in tribulation time, things are going to get rough, very rough. And there are people who have been dreaming about the tribulation time, and that's the thing I wanted to point out as well, who got the mark of the beast and who were as robotic after that, as if they could turn off the emotions. And I think that is what the mark of the beast does. And if I think about back in Geneva in 2024, or there was a conference from the WEF, and there was a woman who told proudly that there was a brain chip which they can put in your head or in your wrist. I don't know where, but if you're working in the office, you would think, hey, that's a lovely guy over there. Maybe I would like to date him or something. That the chief from the office sees that on our computer somehow, and she can reset your brains to not thinking about this guy on the other end of your office, but you have to be productive again. So your mind will be going back to the computer again and be productive again. So it's robot-like. What are we then? Reduced to robot slaves? So, and when she said that was not a future thing, it was and is already invented. It is already there. So when I say all this stuff and people never heard about these things, it's not fantasy. It's not somewhere in Tralala land. It's out there already. Elon Musk makes brain chips. Mark Zuckerberg made wristbands somewhere somehow that you can that you don't need a keyboard anymore. You can do everything now with your hands and this wristband. But who knows what's inside? Who knows what's the benefits? They will tell you, but they won't tell you what the purpose is in the end. And I am afraid that stuff like that, brain chips, etc., gives people the control over people's brains. And I think we should never go along with these kinds of inventions. They don't have to intervene with our brains. We are humans. We are made from God. We have godly devices. We have human bodies who are smarter than anything. So why would we let AI and brain chips damage our brains? That doesn't serve any purpose at all. Only the productivity that we can produce much more and in a faster way. But who's going to profit from that? I don't think the normal people will profit from these brain chips. The only men or women who own the fabric, they will profit from our brain chips. That we have no brain fog when we go out late in the evening. No, they will reset us while we are back at the office in the morning and after a cup of coffee, and it isn't enough. The chief is going to reset us with one touch, one button at the keyboard, which he is after somewhere in an office. It's just so strange, the world we are going to live in. So Jesus comes back to this earth and will save the believers, and the non-believers will be left behind. You choose. It's your choice. People say often God does this and God throws people into hell. What kind of God is that? You have a will. God made you with a will of your own, and God is respecting that. So God gives you the choice to acknowledge him, get to know him, build up a relationship with him. And you don't need anybody but the Bible, God, and you. You don't need to run back and forward to a church and to let other people stand between your relationship with God or Jesus or the Holy Spirit. You have the Holy Spirit, which is the connection to heaven. You can talk to the Holy Spirit all day. It's a friend. It's an invisible friend which is set in your heart, so you can be as close to God and Jesus as you wish to be. So that was my first rapture dream, and that's a bit of information for the non-believers. And I don't want anybody to stay behind. And I don't think, if you are going to watch some films, tribulation films, dreams, even children dream of tribulation, which they don't even have heard of 5-year-olds who are talking about stairways to heaven and leaving the earth while the earth is in some kind of war with bombs and fires and everyone in chaos and screaming and hurting. If children who are never been talked to about this come up with dreams, and it's about all over the world, it's about how God shows He is real. When you still deny this after seeing these children telling about their dreams and their parents also telling us, I never told them anything about it, because tribulation isn't stuff you are going to tell to your children. It is heaven you tell about when you want them to believe in God. But it's not the others. Hell isn't for children, and tribulation time isn't the stuff you tell children, or you should tell children. So that's my opinion. The second rapture dream I got was different. It's the second dream because I wanted to know if I had been dreaming this on my own, from out of my own thoughts, or maybe from seeing rapture dreams and wanting one for myself, that my own thoughts would do it. But then that next night, after my prayer directly, I got the second rapture dream as a confirmation that it didn't came from my own thoughts, but God wanted me to show again. So I was in a bit of disbelief because maybe I'm wanting this too much and my own thoughts are going along with this. And what God answered me truly, and He showed me again. I was hovering in the sky. I was going up, and there were all balls which looked like bright lights, as big as a football, big round balls we've got in Holland. And they were golden and bright white, shining. And all these balls in front of me in the sky, they were going up very slowly, but in a steady pace. And I was seeing a lot of them. And I was in the sky also, but I don't know if I had a body. I wasn't conscious about that. So I didn't look down to see if I was a body or if I was a golden ball. I don't know. I was seeing, as I was going up, a big, large crowd at the ground. They were all getting together on the ground and they were seeing us going up. And as I was seeing this crowd, one of my friends was standing in the back, very far away from me, a little bit out of reach. So I only could scream to him my last thoughts. And my children, they weren't there with me, but I knew they would be there and they would be fine. Somehow I had the knowledge they are going up as well. They're not with me, but they're going to be there as I come in the kingdom of God. So that was a reassurance. I screamed to the friend, don't get the mark of the beast and love God and Jesus, get a relationship with Him. That was the last thing I could do. And if you are going up, there's a kind of peace that's coming over you, peace and love. And not the love I experienced when I encountered God next to my bed, but it's mostly the peace that was very, very nice to experience. And also it was it was the chaotic situation at the ground I was witnessing, and they were all there was despair. You could see on their faces the despair that they were left behind. They didn't believe what they see, or they were shocked by what they were seeing. They were grieved by what they saw. Maybe there were believers who were thinking we are going to be we were going to be taken in the rapture, and they were not. They were left behind. I don't know, but what you could see was despair, grief, and shock. Those people were left behind, and they didn't know what to do anymore. So they gathered together to watch us all going up, as if you are looking at the stars and there's somewhere some kind of eclipse going on, which is coming at the 8th of April, which is a very important date, I guess. So this was my second rapture dream. A bit different than the vision, but they all stick together, I guess. They all make one big story about the end times. So if you like it, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up, and then I will give you the next visions in the other lives today. Okay, thank you very much, and a blessed day. Bye bye.